Hi, so it's Amy again, and today I want to touch on professional communication. Like, the idea is if you're going into a business meeting, or if you're going into a meeting with someone that might help you with your project, or if you're going into a situation where you're going to learn more about the community that you're going to engage in. So a lot of times people think that teenagers should not be involved in the meetings like that, or that they don't have something to offer. So I just want to talk a little bit about things that you can do to make your presence valuable, and also to make the adults in the room be able to listen to you more, because I truly believe that you have just as much right to be there and sometimes have better ideas than others. So, but the first thing you have to do is you have to put on your professional persona. So you walk into the room, maybe you think that you're definitely going to look people in the eye, you're going to have your shoulders back, you're going to know that you should be there, and act like you're going to talk to your grandmother or somebody that you could use language that is professional, instead of language that you would use maybe with your some of your peers. So that would be the first thing. The second thing is be a good listener. Actively listen to what they have to say. So active listening is paraphrasing what they say back to them, being engaged in that conversation, asking questions, follow-up questions that show that you were listening to what they were talking about. That is the first thing that I'd love you to do, is make sure that you're a really good listener. The second thing I'd like you to do is make sure you're engaged. Like, don't look at your phone unless you need to, or you can even ask them if you're trying to take notes or you want to record the session. You can ask them if you can record, or sometimes I personally, and I know that I'm old, so maybe this is antiquated, but taking notes on your phone is, you're kind of always looking down and it looks like you're on your phone. I would take a notebook and note paper and actually write notes just during the conversation, but you can look up, you don't have your phone with you, so it looks a little bit more professional, especially from a teenager. So just be engaged, be there, be present, and know what you are wanting to get out of that time that you have with them. The third one is to realize you are there to gather information. So a lot of it is just to be open to different perspectives and try to go in without any judgment, and it goes back to listening. So they're going to give you their perspective on what is happening in their community, and just take notes, think about it, reflect on it. It is no judgment against you or what you're thinking, and you can give some counter views if you want to keep the conversation going, but you could also just be there to gain information. And the third thing with professional feedback or professional communication is thinking about how they are giving feedback. So if you're there to present your idea and they give you feedback, listen. Now it is a little bit of judgment, so take a deep breath. Like, your ideas, you're putting them out there, you're being vulnerable. That is so cool, and they might have a different idea. And I think in any entrepreneur situation, somebody's going to have something to say about what you do. It's just take that feedback. If it's relevant, then keep it. If it's not relevant and you don't believe it because of all the research that you've done, just put it in your pocket and maybe you'll come visit it again. But it's really important to kind of just let that flow off of you, instead of letting it go into your heart and stop you from doing what you're doing. So that is one thing I'd like to say. But also, when you're asking the questions, try to make sure they're open-ended questions. Try to make sure they're without bias from your point of view. So that's trickier, I think, but how to ask those questions to get them to answer more openly and not from your view might take a little bit of preparation before you go into that professional conversation, or even know where they're coming from a little bit. So that would be another thought that I had about professional communication. But more than anything, you're going into it, it's probably going to be an adult. Make sure that you carry yourself as, you're almost an equal, or you really are an equal. You are trying to do something in the community and you're just gathering information from them. So understand that you have the right to be in these meetings, that you are a part of that community, you're a valuable part of that community, and you have something to give back as well. So keep that confidence throughout it, even if they have a different opinion than you do. A thought on that is, yes, you need to have confidence, and yes, you've done the research, and yes, you have an idea of what to do with the community. However, make sure with that confidence comes a bit of humility, because they are also part of that community. So their perspective is super valuable and interesting, and so take a little bit of humility in with you when you go into that professional conversation. So there's many times that you are going to have to use professional communication. This might be with your peers, this might be with adults. And here's an example of a way to be professional in conversation.
So what ideas did you come up with for the fundraising?
Well, I was thinking the best idea for the fundraiser would be a bake sale.
Well, I was kind of thinking like a car wash.
I think a bake sale could be better because then we just all contribute to make the baked goods beforehand and then we just sell them on the day.
I feel like with all the dirty cars here, we'll get more money off of a car wash.
But we need more people to do manual labor on a car wash.
Well, why don't we come to an agreement where we can do both of our ideas?
Well, I guess it could be an option that we do a bake sale during the car wash so that when people are having their car wash, they come and buy the food from the bake sale.
Yeah, and then we're kind of making like double the amount.
Yeah.
So in this video, you see them asking each other questions, understanding that there is a different perspective, being okay with there being a different perspective, and using both ideas to enhance their social entrepreneurship project. Here's a way that you should not go into a conversation with a peer.
Do you come up with any ideas?
I think the best idea is a bake sale.
Well, I think that idea is pretty bad.
Well, what better ideas do you have?
I think a car wash would be a good idea.
Why?
Because we get so many customers with all the dirty cars here.
Yeah, but people are just driving to get somewhere. They don't want to stop for a car wash.
Then they'll have a clean car.
I guess so, but I think a bake sale is so much better. You know what? If you don't want to do a bake sale with me, I'll do a bake sale on my own and you can do a car wash on your own.
And on this unprofessional video, you can see that they walked in, they weren't open to different perspectives, and one of them was unable to stay in the conversation and really work it out. So that is definitely something you want to avoid. You want to stick in the conversation, be open, continue to ask questions, and hear the value in their suggestions. All right, so I'm really excited to hear how any of these professional conversations have gone for you and what tips you used or something that I missed. Let me know. If you want to find out more about Project Wonder, go ahead and go to projectwonder.org and sign up to be a social entrepreneur with us.